What's going on now? I constantly have this debate with one of my coworkers. She swears up and down that a boyfriend is gonna love a child just as much as the real father. And I'm like, are you crazy? Women, understand this. When men date you, if you're single and men are dating you, they do not care nothing about your child. They're just trying to get at you. Men would do anything to get at you. And to get at you means being nice to your kids. Understand this. Now, it's possible for a man to eventually love that child, but it's going to take some years of bonding to get to love that child. However, ladies, women, once you have a child, your life and your dating revolves around that child. No longer can you go out and date just any goddamn body. If he has tattoos all over his face and his neck and braids and he's in and out of jail, that is absolute nuts. That's crazy. Those days are done. You missed it. Once you had a child, you date for someone to come into that child's life.
That was my Dante.
Yeah.
Just starting the 3rd grade.
On his second day of 3rd grade at Oak Ridge Elementary in South Sacramento, 8-year-old Dante Daniels didn't make it to school. He would never make it here again.
This guy beat my grandson with a hammer down to his spine. They couldn't save his brain.
Early in the morning on September 1st, investigators say his mother's ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old Deandre Chaney Jr., attacked Dante with that hammer. A criminal complaint alleges he also used lighter fluid. 6 days later, Dante died. But remembering him
He was a little...
brings a smile to his grandmother's face.
He was a lot sensitive. He didn't play with the kids that were rough. He didn't. He played baseball.
And in his final moments awake,
Small as he was.
Monique Brown says that the 8-year-old was a hero, showing incredible courage in the face of his accused killer.
Trying to save his sister from this child molester. And that's why he was beat the worst.
The criminal complaint states that Chaney Jr. murdered Dante while he was engaged in the crime of committing a lewd act on his sister. At some point, investigators say Chaney Jr. turned the hammer and a knife on her, as well as her mother. Brown wants the community to see how Chaney left them for dead. 28-year-old Elizabeth Salone.
She's doing okay. She probably will never see out of her left eye.
And 7-year-old Danae.
My granddaughter, she will need a whole lot of help.
What's helped them persevere through the suffering? These cards, flowers, and candles from the community. Their faith in God and in the fact that evil was not strong enough to steal Dante's heart.
Dante gave his heart to a 4-year-old in Southern California till that 4-year-old lived
Because of this little boy.
This lady had 3 children, and she brought this thug motherfucker over and into her house, where he ends up raping the little girl and killing her 8-year-old boy. This story is out of Sacramento, California. The grandmother of the 8-year-old boy who was brutally murdered says, the boy was brutally murdered with the hammer. That Dante was a hero. Now, Dante was the little 8-year-old boy that got killed with the hammer. Deandre Chaney Jr., who is only 23, faces murder, attempted murder, along with lewd acts to a child under 14. This is, a horrific story. Understand this. And when I see stuff like this, first thing they interview is the grandmother. Now, where's the father at? That's something every single time I see a tragedy on TV, who do they interview? Just mothers. Every time, every single case in the news, today, tomorrow, and any other day, an African-American family, no fathers. Where are the fathers at? They didn't have a father, she got a boyfriend. No fathers. And this is troubling. I want our people to win so much. Now here it is, she got 3 kids already, no fathers, and now she's dating a piece of shit ass loser with tattoos all over his neck, in and out of jail. He already had prior record of arrests, and this is who she chooses to bring into her child's life. Unbelievable, man. And that's why I have this conversation, and I'm going to be open with it, man. I am totally against welfare. Why am I against welfare? Welfare allows this, you know, it allows for women to choose piece of shit ass men. It's a lot of good men out there. However, it no longer becomes a matter of good men. It becomes a matter of good sex now, because women can choose a piece of shit ass man. He leaves. He didn't want her. He didn't have a crib car career. He didn't even want her. Didn't want kids. Didn't want his other 4 or 5 kids. He runs off. She doesn't miss a meal. She just keeps on dating. She gets child support. She gets welfare, and she keep it moving. Then after she keep it moving, she chooses another piece of shit ass man who ends up raping her little girl, killing her 8-year-old boy. Once you have to choose better, you choose better. And that's what we're getting in the black community, man. We're getting the bad. It's just a bad situation. You know, and we're seeing a lot of criminal acts, because you know what? A lot of young girls, especially African American, over 80% of them have been raped or molested in some way. A lot of it, 80% of it, I think, is by people they know, family members, friends. That's why, especially young girls, you have to be fair, even boys. And it's 2017. You got to be careful with any and everybody. You cannot let anyone around your child, really, honestly. I'm talking to anybody. And especially, check this, if you do have a boyfriend, and men, if you have a girlfriend, you can never leave them two alone. And you should never want to be alone. If you're dating men, if you're dating a woman, and she says, hey, I'm going to the store. I'm going to leave you here with my 5-year-old. No, you take her with her or we all go. Absolutely not. Don't even be put in that situation. Women, you do not leave your boyfriend alone with your children. And now, I don't know what the case was in this. Now, I'm not saying she did. They did say something like he lit her on fire, something like that. Well, poured gasoline on her, but lighter fluid on her. But man, it's just a horrible situation, and we can avoid stuff like this. Once you have children, you gotta make great decisions. You cannot no longer afford to make horrible decisions in men. It's a lot of thirsty, good men out there. You know. If the man is in and out of jail record, come on, ladies, you gotta choose better. Anyway, I want y'all to like, comment, let me know what you think about this video. Peace, I'm out.